Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the School District of Springfield Township Board of School Directors regular board meeting. Today is October 15th, 2019. We met in executive session previous to this meeting to discuss a negotiation issue. Let's please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Reading of the mission statement. The mission of the School District of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high-achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community. Roll call. Mr. King.
Mr. Bedard. Here. Mr. Chapman. Here. Ms. Jordan. Mr. Lapidus. Here. Ms. Nelson.
Here.
Mr. Rayer. Ms. Sarsfield. Ms. Lipinski.
Here.
Dr. Taratuski.
Announcements. The board, at its discretion, may videotape all or any portion of public board meetings, subject to the limitations set forth in Policy 006.2, Broadcasting of Meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on Friday afternoon following the board meeting. Are there any public comments on agenda items? Okay. Approval of minutes. September 3rd, 2019 interim meeting, board minutes C. September 17th, 2019 regular meeting, board minutes D. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Approval of treasurer's report. Treasurer's report C. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Reports and information. Number 1, recognition and awards. The Philadelphia Young Playwrights 2020 National Merit Commended Students.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Lipinski. The most fun part of any board meeting is when we bring students before the board and before the public in order to recognize them for outstanding achievement. And whenever we have an opportunity to do so, we like to bring our students here so that we can commend them for many of the activities in which they're involved. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Andres Borges and also Dr. Vitsa to announce some of the winners that we have this year, our commended playwrights, and to introduce them to everyone. To the students in advance, I apologize. Normally we have certificates to present to you, but unfortunately, as you can see, this is not Dr. Taratuski, who is our regular board president. This is Mrs. Lipinski, a former board president, who's certainly capable of handling those responsibilities, I might add. But unfortunately, she is not the one who will be signing your certificates, so we will get them to you at a later time. Dr. Vitsa?
Hi, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to serve the township for over 8 years. It's really been an honor and a pleasure. In the 4 years that I have been at the middle school, we have had the opportunity to work with the Philadelphia Young Playwrights. The district has funded that. It's a wonderful opportunity to work with artists in residence from the Philadelphia Young Playwrights. And the students each create a 3-act play themselves. They've done a great job. We have 4 second place winners this year, and we have Kira Wiener, who is not here with us tonight, but from the high school, who has also gone onward in her own artist in residence with the program beyond the middle school independently, and she has been quite successful as well, and she won an award. So Alyssa Benko, she wrote Taking Granted. Jordan Kempner, I'm Okay. Frank Wolf with File 42, Sean Henderson. And Luke Winsky with Last Minute Snow Day. brainstorming process, a writing process. They worked on it, really the refining of it for months before they submitted it in May. We heard this fall that they were honored, and here is Kira Weiner. Thank you so much for being
Good timing, Kira.
worked on it independently beyond middle school, and she is second place for her play Shattered. So thank you to
So, Dr. Vitsa, if you don't mind, and if the students don't mind, could each one of you share maybe a sentence or two about what you wrote about? I think we'd all love to hear that. They weren't expecting to be put on the spot. They thought they were just going to show up and get a certificate.
It was about a boy who murders people.
Okay, murder.
Mine was about two friends who split up but then come back together in the end. My play was about a girl who struggles with her own sense of perfectionism as well as pressure put on her by others.
Mine's about a kid, and he has to do a project, and there's a new kid at his school, and she's weird, so he doesn't want to do it with her. But then he has to, work with her anyway. But he ends up not doing that because he doesn't want to, and he just has a snowball fight. And then she has to do it by herself in the end. And yeah, so.
Mine is about sisters who are both dealing with mental health issues. And I don't have a play.
But Sonia teaches the 4 now, and you taught Kira in the past. So I had the 4 playwrights last year while they were writing, and Sonia has them this year when they're awarded. So again, thank you for the district to continuing to support this. We actually just set up, and the playwrights are arriving December 9th to start the new unit. And I think it's maybe February 11th that we're going to have our mini fest. Of course, you'll be invited, and we'll let you know about that.
Wonderful. So we want to, again, congratulate all of you for your excellent writing, picking wonderful topics to write about, which are intriguing for young people. And as Jill alluded to in the beginning of her remarks, we are sad to be losing Dr. Vitsa, but she is moving onward shortly to take up a new position where she will be supervising teachers of the gifted in Delaware County. So Jill, we wish you all the best of luck in your new position. Congratulations. It's a wrap. So next up, well, we'll let them. So to continue on, last month, we were delighted to be able to recognize Sophia Nagaski as one of our National Merit semifinalists. This month, we're very excited to be able to also recognize some of our National Merit commended students. So Dr. Rittenhouse is here to do those honors. Dr. Rittenhouse, would you please announce those names as well?
Thank you, Dr. Hacker. Welcome, everybody. About 34,000 commended students throughout the nation are being recognized in the last couple of weeks for their exceptional academic promise in the 2020 competition for the National Merit Scholarship Awards. Commended students placed amongst the top 50,000 scores of more than 1.5 million students who entered the competition by taking the 2018 preliminary SAT National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test, or the PSAT NMSQT, if you're taking notes. A spokesperson said those being named commended students have demonstrated outstanding potential for academic success, and these students represent a valuable national resource recognizing their accomplishments as well as their key roles in their schools and what they play in their academic development. It is vital to the advancement of educational excellence of our nation. We hope that this recognition will help broaden their educational opportunities and encourage them as they continue the pursuit of academic success. At our wonderful high school, I am immensely proud to announce and recognize 4 students who are commended students this year. 2 are with me, or 2 are here this evening. 2 are not, probably at home doing homework. First, if Maggie Amuso could come up. Congratulations. Stand right here. Mr. Oliver, some pictures, please. And Ben Durham, come on up. Now switch on either side of me. And not here this evening, but commended students nonetheless, Rebecca Lee and Addison or Addie O'Malley. So 4 students. It's a really great number that I'm very, very proud of, and congratulations to both of you. Thank you.
Congratulations. And we will have certificates for all of those students as well once we can get them signed. So thanks, everyone, for helping us to congratulate our commended students, and thank you, Dr. Ritt.
Next up, we have the district PTA report by Chris Casabon.
Good evening. So I'll be reading for the EEHSP, give you an update for them, as well as a secondary PTA. I'll go through these very quickly, okay? The Erdenheim Book Fair was September 23rd to the 27th, and it was very successful. It was their second most profitable Erdenheim Book Fair to date. They had a family glow dance, was on Friday, October 4th. They had 350 attendees, and they made $800, which far exceeded their fundraising goal for the event. The Enfield Book Fair is taking place this week in the Enfield Gym. Family night is Wednesday, October 16th from 4 to 7 p.m., and all are welcome. Fall Box Tops contest is coming up on Friday, October 18th. The Harlem Wizards are coming on Saturday, October 19th at the high school gym. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Game time is 6:30 p.m. and tickets are still available. Dine and Donate at night at McGurk's is on Thursday, October 24th. Proceeds benefit the EHSP. First grade family fun night is coming up on Friday, November 8th, and it will be a science-centered evening. Looking ahead, the fundraising committee is planning a holiday craft fair on Saturday, December 14th to take place at Erdenheim, and they are currently recruiting vendors. Secondary PTA, membership is going strong. There are over 997 families served in the middle school and high school. We currently have over 370 members, including 13 middle school faculty and 20 high school faculty members. And each day we keep on getting more members. Membership dues are our only source of funding to support student programming. Families pay $20 and faculty $15, and $5 of every due is paid to the Pennsylvania State PTA, which permits us to have a nonprofit status and utilize a host of supportive services they offer to PTAs. So our goal is 100% participation of all families and staff in the district. We know it is an ambitious goal, but feel it's extremely valuable for our district to report that we have a 100% participation. The first PTA meeting is at the middle school library tomorrow night at 7. That's the 16th of October in the middle school library. And we are encouraging members to join a host of committees. We want to meet parents and teachers where they want to be met and to give them opportunities to get involved in ways they feel most comfortable. Students are also encouraged to join a student committee so PTA members can learn students' thoughts on how the PTA could best serve them. The PTA was also present alongside the school district at Community Day, as well as at both back-to-school nights at the middle school and high school. And that's it. So thanks. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Student Council Report, Teddy Baum and Maddie Dunlap.
Hi, I'm I'm Teddy Bond. I'm a senior, and I'm the president of student council, and this is Maddie. She's a sophomore. So recently we've had our homecoming, which was a huge success. Our homecoming game, we had like a lot of students. The guys won, so the football team won, so that was exciting. And then our dance was a success too. We had over 200 students come, and it was just a really exciting weekend.
We also have a lot of fun events coming up. We have a lot of dine and donates open to the public. We also have our Flick and Float, which is movie and swimming in the pool, which is also open to the public. And then we have our badminton tournament for our school. So students will make teams, and after school one day, they'll have a little tournament between each other and see who wins.
So we wanted to thank you for your continued support of our community. And if this ends early, catch the girls' soccer senior night. So thank you.
We're going off agenda, and we're going to put Walter on the spot for a property committee report. Thank you, Mr. Leathers.
I'm going to give a minute for the applause to die down. So we had a property committee meeting on Thursday, October 3rd. We discussed the options for the disposition of the Enfield site, which was option 3 for those of you who are keeping track, which will not be there, but a walking path will. So no track. Never mind. I'll move on. So we addressed a question from one of the community about whether or not the fields are to regulation size, and I believe we provided an answer to that. We got an update for the high school upgrades. They're on schedule, I believe, as of at least 2 weeks ago. They were on schedule, and they look beautiful, or tremendous, as our president would say. We also talked about the Early Learning Center. That project is also on time, so hopefully a year from now we will be utilizing it fully. We discussed 380 Hawes Lane and what's going on with that property, which I guess we don't know. Plus, yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry to interject. I did actually find out that the developer has withdrawn their applications. So it's back. Yeah, it's back on the market.
I'm sorry? Bullet number 1. Thank you. Zoning relief application for the developer has been withdrawn. It's posted on Township website. No further information has been provided. Property is still on the market, and we're still not interested. Bus garage. We talked about the underground storage tanks, which used to leak at some point, and we've been monitoring the soil for the better part of a decade. And I think we're headed toward a conclusion of that headache, if I'm not mistaken. And lead drinking water update. We are proud to say that we're not pro-lead in drinking water, but we will be getting the water tested to make sure that we're in compliance with whatever the federal and local standards are for not having lead in the water. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Okay, now we'll move on to the administrative reports. Dr. Nancy Hacker.
Thank you. I just have one announcement, and that is to announce to everyone that on December 5th, we will be hosting Dr. Wendy Troxel, who is one of the nation's leading sleep researchers and experts on adolescent sleep needs. As many people are aware, there are many districts in the surrounding region that are actively exploring, looking at changing their secondary school start times. We will be beginning conversations around that topic shortly, but we will be starting by hosting Dr. Troxel, who will come and present an informative session to parents and family members about the neurological and scientific advantages of longer sleep times, in particular for adolescents, which would mean our middle school and our high school students. So no decision has been made in our district, but as I said, this is an important component of our investigatory process to host Dr. Troxel, and I'm very pleased to announce because there is a contract on the board agenda for approval this evening, we will be splitting the costs for hosting Dr. Troxel with the Hatboro-Horsham School District as well as with the Upper Dublin School District. So the event will be open to those districts as well. So we're looking forward to that. She'll also be available to meet with faculty members and students as well.
New business. Number 1, personnel attachment. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: certificated personnel, support personnel, temporary personnel, extra pay for extra responsibilities, and conference workshop attendance. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 2, speech language pathology contract. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the contract with Laurie E. Sherman Speech Language Pathology to provide speech and language services for the district as needed at the rate of $100 per hour, effective October 16th, 2019. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 3, Kepley Behavioral Consulting, Inc., recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the contract with Kepley Behavioral Consulting, Inc. to provide educational and behavioral services for the district as needed at the rate of $100 per hour, effective August 26, 2019. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 4, Nucella, recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the middle school and high school pilot through May 30th, 2020 with Nucella in the amount of $4,000. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, one question. This seems like a tremendous program. I just wanted to ask, one, what the impetus for the program was. Was it a request from the teachers for additional curriculum? Or was it based on other school districts, the results?
It's actually a widely used resource that allows teachers to bring relevant, authentic, and contemporary content into the classroom at the student's reading level. So it's widely used across the area, and they can get articles that have either been adapted from other sources or have been reprints, for example, from the Washington Post. So it's a way of bringing interesting, authentic content to supplement whatever the curricular content is.
Good. One follow-up is, pilot would say there's going to be a success metric, and then we could scale the program. What are we looking for success?
Dr. Yannicone, are we looking for the number of teachers who are going to be utilizing it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, usage over time. I mean, generally with all of our subscription services or all of our online software programs, we do monitor teacher usage because we want to make sure they're taking advantage of it.
Great.
So that will be the metric here as well.
Okay, great.
Good
Thank you.
questions. Thank you.
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 5, Troxel Contract, recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the contract with Dr. Wendy Troxel to provide professional services, including community and staff-student presentations, on December 4th and 5th, 2019, in the amount of $1,000 per day plus expenses. All costs for the visit will be shared by the Springfield Township, Hatboro-Horsham, and Upper Dublin school districts. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
What are we anticipating the plus expenses will include? Does that include flights?
It includes flight, hotel reservation, car, if she takes her own car that she rents between here and the airport, and any meals that she does not take on site.
And we're splitting those costs equally among the.
Equally between the
Do
three
we have any
districts.
idea what that we think that those expenses will add up to?
Well, she's,
Less than what?
Ken just said he feels it'll be less than $2,500
For district or total?
total.
Thank you.
One other question. This is a really important topic as a father of a sixth grader. Wanted to ask about what the next steps are coming out of the discussions and to come up with a recommendation for a curriculum.
So the next step will be to form districts within the committee that examine some of the constraints that districts typically have and the impact of those constraints in our particular district. So for example, in our district, we have what is called a two-tier busing system. We have one set of buses for our elementary start times. We have one set of buses for our secondary start times. So sometimes when you make a switch like this, depending upon the timing, you need to add additional buses in order to make those runs if there's not sufficient time as we have it staggered now. So one thing we'd have to look at is how late would we start the high school? And would that also necessitate another area to be examined? Would we switch the elementary start times to an earlier start time in order to accommodate a later start time? So there are a number of possibilities in terms of the elementary schedule as well as the high school schedule, including how much later. Would it be 8 o'clock? Would it be 8:30? Another consideration is the impact on athletics, because the longer the school day goes, how does that impact our ability to participate with other school districts whose athletic contests may be starting earlier when our students are still in class? And finally, another major consideration, not to say the only one, is the impact on childcare for not only parents but for our staff members who already have set childcare arrangements in place. Some of those individuals rely on older siblings who are in the high school to be home by a certain time in the morning in order to babysit their students, or in the afternoon, since those students are typically getting home sometimes before even 3 o'clock, and the elementary children are coming home much later. So if parents can't get home from work, they may rely on the older siblings to babysit until they do. So there are a number of considerations, all of which have to be examined. And I do want to say that we're going into this with open eyes. We do not have a preconceived determination of where we will end up as a district.
Mr. King?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 6, Memorandum of Agreement, STEA, Early Retirement Incentive Program. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the Memorandum of Agreement between the Springfield Township Education Association and the School District of Springfield Township offering an early retirement incentive program during the 2019-2020 school year. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus.
Aye.
Ms. Nelson.
Aye.
Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Number 7, Memorandum of Agreement, STEA Special Olympics. Recommended motion. The Board of School Directors approves the Memorandum of Agreement between the Springfield Township Education Association and the School District of Springfield Township to pay a coaching stipend to coaches for the Unified Champion School Program through Special Olympics Pennsylvania, effective the 2019-2020 school year. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any questions or comments? Mr. King?
Mr. Bedard.
Aye.
Mr. Chapman.
Aye.
Mr. Lapidus. Ms. Nelson. Ms. Lipinski.
Aye. Are there any public comments on non-agenda items? Future meeting dates. Interim board meeting will be on Monday, November 4th, 2019, at 7 PM in the Freeze Memorial Lobby. School board meeting will be on Tuesday, November 19th, 2019, at 7 PM in the Freeze Memorial Lobby. There are no scheduled board committee meetings.
There is one.
Okay,
If you recall, we have a scheduled property committee meeting on Friday, November 8th.
okay.
At 8:15 in the morning in the Administration Building Conference Room.
All right. And that is all. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Meeting adjourned.